Welcome back. Well, next week, I actually consider it this week, but with the holiday, but next week is the unofficial start of summer. And if you need a good book to read, Kendall has a few recommendations. It's time once again for Kendall's Book Club with her mom, Cyd. Take a look.
Hello, Mom, and possibly my sister's dog, Willie.
Poor Willie.
Willie just had surgery, so he might make an appearance, everyone, in the video. He's a little guy on surgery drugs.
Yes.
But Mom, your book this month sounds pretty good.
It's very good. It's called The Paris Library. And of course, I will always pick up a book with the name library in the title or the word library in the title. And this one did not disappoint me. It's written by Janet Charles. It's a fairly new book. It's still on the bestseller list. It's based on a true story, which I had no idea had actually happened. It's about the actual librarians from the American Library in Paris during World War II. This book opens in 1939 we meet Parisian Odile Souchet. She has her perfect job and her perfect life. She works at the American Library in Paris. She's befriended the staff, and she has some very dear friends that are the patrons. And she also has a wonderful boyfriend who is a French police officer, very charming and handsome. However, at this point, the Nazis invade Paris and everything changes. The books are banned. Many books are banned. A lot of her Jewish patrons, well, actually all of the Jewish patrons are banned along with other different indigenous people at that time. And they cannot even check out books. And so the staff decides they're going to help fight this war in the only way they know how, which is through books. So they try to save many of the banned books and hide them. They also do some very dangerous undercover work and actually get books to the different soldiers and to the band patrons. Obviously, very dangerous situation, makes for some very exciting reading. But we're going to fast forward next to 1983, where we meet Lily, who's a young, lonely teenager in a small town in Montana in the middle of nowhere. She's got a very curious, reclusive neighbor, and she wants to meet her. So she gets up her courage, knocks on the door, and plot twist, it's Odile Souchet. Now, how Odile ended up in this small town in Montana in the middle of nowhere, and how she ever found herself no longer in Paris, which she loved very much, and left all of her friends and the job that she loved, we're going to find out. So the story is obviously a dual timeline, which we always seem to enjoy. Very easy to follow. And Lily slowly uncovers the hidden mysteries of Odile's past. And we always have to remember, things often are not as they seem to be. It's a very fascinating story. I really enjoyed it. I thought the dual timeline was very easy to follow, well-researched. And the characters in the book, they actually used their real names. These were actually the people that worked in the resistance from the American Library in Paris. And it follows exactly what happened to them. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did.
Cool.
Yeah,
mine is not, it's sort of dual timelines as well. It's called Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. And you start off in the 1960s in Porto Verona, Italy, a fake town off the coast, the Italian coast. You go into the set of Cleopatra with famous Liz Taylor and Richard Burton. And then you hop over to current day-ish LA and what it's like to make a movie now, and woven through all of these really different stories. I think there's 3 or 4 different stories, is a parallel life of 2 essentially lovers who have a moment in the 1960s and they drift away and you're not sure why, and you kind of figure out what happened to each of them. One of them was supposed to be a famous actress. Why wasn't she a famous actress? She had everything going. What happened to her? And the other was the man who ran this tiny little inn in the little city of Porto Verona, Italy. And it's just a really beautiful story. No one is perfect in this book, and I think that that's what's really lovely. All the characters kind of have an interesting little arc. And at the end, as you know, with a lot of books like this, sort of all comes together really in the final chapter. So it's just a really beautiful story with really scenic places, and I just really, really enjoyed it, especially for sort of a beach read for anyone looking. So Beautiful.
So
we have Jess Walter.
Paris and Italy, and I think that'll make some fantastic reading this month.
I mean, I apparently need to go on a trip.
Apparently,
yeah.
Evidently.
Yes, Jason Matheson?
We have 1 minute, so I have 2 observations.
Oh, good.
My first one is, my goodness, that 2 box illustrates, and the audience is with me, you look like you were carved out of your mom's ankle.
I am.
I mean, seriously, you look so much like your mom. And number 2, did y'all notice what the audience and I noticed and laughed heartily? Cyd, your mom goes on for 7 minutes about how much she loves this book.
I know.
And she's loving it. She's beautifully describing it. And she gets done, and then you go like this. Cool. I so wanted Cyd, the audience and I said, I want Cyd, when you're done with your book recommendation, to go, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Come on, Cyd.
Sorry.
We got to take a break. What's in the surprise goodbye in the shortest segment? You'll find out when we return. Back in a moment.
Cool.
Cool. Cool, Cyd.
Thanks, Mom.